Hi, this is just a quick little demo to show you a couple of features with RezSystem, and I'm actually going to start with talking about the consumer booking process or the consumer booking widget, and then I'll briefly touch on the agent side and some of the things that you can do there first. So I actually created this little demo account, and I'll show you kind of how things work. And usually what we do is we give you the code for this, but you can also come into the site and you can see get widgets for your site, and you can go ahead and create and customize this, and you can create the text, and you can customize everything that happens with the widget. So I'll show you a little bit about how the widget works. And as I said, virtually everything on the widget can be customized, from the colors to the text that goes in here all the way through. So this is just a very basic one to give you an idea of the booking flow. And if you think about it, it almost works like a funnel. And in this case, we actually start with, pick your activity. So we're going to start with the activity, and we're actually going to go ahead and choose a ghost tour. Once you've selected the ghost tour, it's going to bring you into the next part, which is going to say, tell me how many people are going to participate. So in this case, we'll go ahead and just choose, 2 adults. We'll hit the next button. And based on the number of people that are participating in the activity you've done, it will show you an availability calendar. Now, again, everything with this is customized. And you'll notice that I put a little booking note in here that says, you can save $5 per person booking 30 days in advance. So one of the features of the system is you get to create business rules. And if your business rule is that you provide a discount to a customer for an advance purchase, or if maybe the rates go up, a little bit closer to it as well, you can do that with the system as well. But I'll just go ahead and choose a date here next week. Now it gives me my times that are available. I'm going to go ahead and choose the 7:30 time. And now we're going to ask for the details on the person. So we're going to call this Jimmy Jones. And now I've got my total in here for 2 people, my sales tax that's included in here, and my total price. Now, if you have built in coupon codes or vouchers, or you want to have guests redeem gift certificates, there would be a box right here that would say apply those codes. I didn't build those in with this activity, but it's certainly an option and something that you can do with the system. So one part to note, actually just about everything, is that the whole system is fully mobile friendly. So whether your guest is looking at it on a tablet or a PC like we were before, or a smartphone, the widget is designed to fit on all sizes of browsers without a lot of scrolling. Actually, with no scrolling that will need to be done. So when I hit the next button, I've already entered the customer's name. We're going to go ahead and put in an email address here, and then we can ask for a mobile phone number. And the reason that the mobile phone number is really important, and I actually think I have too many numbers in there, the reason that the mobile phone number is important is the system allows you can send text messages out to guests if you wish as well. So that's one of the features that you can add on if you want as well. And then we also have this little question that's here. Please check here to indicate that you agree to our terms and conditions. Now, you can ask a whole host of questions if you want. You can also have drop-down menus of how did you hear about us. You can ask questions if you're a balloon operator or an airplane operator that needs to know about weights. We can ask about passenger weights as well. So very customizable in terms of the questions that happen here. There's also one other thing that you could do if you wanted, which is you can cross-sell activities or different things. So if you wanted to sell, maybe with this you wanted to sell a photo package, you could sell that photo package in there as well. So it gives you the opportunity to customize the widget, but also what is offered to the consumer during the booking process. I'm going to go ahead and hit the credit card payment piece. I'm going to go ahead and just process the credit card, and the credit card processes in real time. And the money's going to go directly into your bank account. Your customer is going to be given a confirmation number. And again, everything in this widget is customizable again for you. Same with the consumer email that goes out. So there's an automatic confirmation email of the booking that goes out. It includes a sample of the transaction, tells them exactly how much was charged on their card, the date and time of the event that they will be going to. Plus, it's customizable in that you can put information in there such as meeting locations, or you've got all this content areas that you can fill in with custom information that's specific to an individual tour or activity as well. So that's a little bit about the consumer booking process. Now, I want to show you just a couple of things that are kind of neat about RezSystem in general. So when you actually log into your version of RezSystem, it's going to bring you to this dashboard. And the dashboard gives you really a great overview of exactly what is happening in your business at that given time. So one of the neat parts is it just gives you, here's a few recent orders that are here. Here is an overview of your bookings that have happened in the last week or so. You can do it by order count, but you can also take a look at it by total sales volume, average sales volume as well. And then kind of this neat part is what we call the slot view. So it tells you that on June 22nd at 5 o'clock, there is a slot that there's a tour that's going out at 5 p.m., ends at 7. It's got a capacity of 12, and there's 12 that are remaining. So in that case, there's none that are sold, but if there were sold for that time. But if there were some, the remaining number would be there as well. So really simple kind of dashboard type view of exactly what's happening. Now, the great part about the system is the agent side allows you to manage tours, manage activities, manage reservations, and also run reports. And so I'm going to show you just a couple of neat things here that you can do in terms of the reservation itself. So when I go ahead and click on, I'm just going to open this reservation, but obviously I've got this whole search feature over here, and I could search by a lot of different criteria that go along with it. I'm going to go ahead and open this reservation here that was done yesterday. When I open it up, it's going to give me all the details about this reservation. So you can see that this person also chose a ghost tour for 7:30 p.m. There's going to be 2 people that are available for a grand total of $48, taxes $3.73. Okay, so I've got the whole overview right here. I can click through and kind of follow the bouncing ball, and I can see all the information about the customer. I can see the number of attendees, and again, if I needed to know every attendee that's participating, that's just a setting that we do, and we can add that on there. I can see payment details on here, and in this case it was set up as an authorization, not necessarily a charge. One of the features that you can set with the system is you can decide if you want to take full payment, if you want to take a deposit of the total cost of the tour or activity, or finally you can also just do a credit card authorization that holds the customer's credit card but actually does not charge it at that time. We also give you an overview of the emails that have been sent out. And right from here, if you wanted to, I could send this guest a specific ad hoc email. It includes any notes that we want to put in here on those reservations, and then the history of this reservation. So if I had moved this customer from one day to another, it gives you the whole history of this customer and everything that's happened there. So the reservation itself is very powerful. You have the ability to do all of these things that I showed you across the top, but you can add promotion codes, you can make adjustments, you can apply a payment, you could send an email or a text message, and you can even add additional orders for this customer as well. So lots of power that goes in and along with the individual reservation pieces. One of the questions I often get asked though is how easy is it to set up a new activity? So I'm going to spend the next 3 minutes and I'm going to walk you through an activity creation. So I've already got a few activities that are already built in the system, but we're going to go ahead and add a new one. And we're going to add, we're going to call it a sunrise walking tour. I can put a little brief description here. So I got to spell things right. Enjoy the sunset. Sunrise. Okay, so, and then I can decide what type of group I want to put this in. And since I don't really have one that's appropriate for this, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it in Ghost Tours, and I can assign the group to it a little bit later. So you're going to notice I'm just going to kind of follow the bouncing ball here. So I'm going to start with the activity. I named it. I put a little brief description in. I'm going to now go to frequency. Now, how often does it happen? Is it only once? Does it happen the same days of the week, or does it happen on the same days of the month? So I'm going to go ahead and say it happens on the same day or days of the week. I'm going to do this tour on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday mornings. And we're going to say that it's going to run from June 15th, which was last week, and we're going to run it all the way through the end of August. Okay. Now I can customize the times that go along with this as well, but I just wanted to put a kind of a big date range in there. I'm going to now proceed to times. Now this is where it gets really interesting. I could put them in manually or automatically. And the automatic side is really if you have something that's reoccurring or time-based. So if, in this case, it's a sunrise, so it really starts at one time. And we're going to say it's going to start at, it starts at 5:45 a.m. and it's going to end at 6:55 a.m. That's great. Now, if there were more times for this tour, I could click on add another time, but obviously because it is a morning sunrise tour, sunrise only happens once a day, but you could have this multiple times for these activities that go here as well. Now, next part is I'm going to proceed to capacity. So I'm going to say that the maximum people I will take is 15, and then the last part is tickets. So we've got different tickets. And I already had some tickets that were created in here, but you could go ahead and create new tickets if you wanted it as well. So we're going to say that this is per person. My default price when I created the ticket was 80, but because it's a walking tour, we're going to change this and we're going to say it's $12 for the per person on the walking tour, and we're also going to include the comp ticket. I created a comp ticket that is only available internally and would only be able to be booked by my staff. You can create tickets that would only be available online, so you can have custom ticket prices online, or you can create, in this case, a ticket that is just available for the consumer. Now, when I tell you this, you might not believe it, but you're done. When I click create my activity, I've done and I built this walking tour. And now it gives me opportunity to say, do you want to go ahead and place an order? And I could do that, and it's set, and it's going to show up in my widget, or you can fine tune this activity. I'm actually going to go ahead and fine tune this and show you some of the neat things you can do when you fine tune and refine it a little bit. So I gave a very basic description, and maybe you want to change this, and maybe you want to change the font, and maybe you like this, and maybe you want to make it bold. You can go do those things as well. I can choose my visibility. I can choose to send out a reminder. So if I want to send out a reminder one day before and send out a thank you one day after, I can do that. And there's a different place where you can actually customize those before and after emails as well. And then this is that payment piece. As I said, you've got the ability to collect the full value of the activity. You can say, you know what, I'm not even going to ask for payment. I just want to take a reservation and process it right there, and I just want to know who's coming. I don't care about taking a payment. You can do that. You also have the opportunity to collect, to not collect a payment, but gather the credit card details. So you can say to your customer, I'm going to eventually charge you for this trip, but today you're only going to put in your credit card and I will bill you the day of. That's really important for some of our customers who are web-based or weather-based and have that issue as well. And then you can also choose to collect a deposit. So some of our operators that have high ticket costs and maybe want to just collect a deposit today can do that. You also have the opportunity to choose how you want to display it. Do I want to display the time, remaining spaces, end time, anything you want to do. This case, low cost ticket, I'm going to choose collect the full value. So then you can see I can kind of follow the bouncing ball here. I can choose my specific confirmations that I want to go off. Cutoff times. When do I want to stop taking reservations online? Here's a whole overview of any of my time slots, and I could go and adjust my capacity or times with any of those as well. If there's any linked tours that go along with this, this is really important if you have a specific number of resources. Maybe you only have one tour guide, and that tour guide would only be available to either do the walking tour, the sunrise walking tour, or a history tour, and they can't do both because you only have one tour guide, so it gives you that ability. You can also choose what groups you want to put in there, and I just included this one in the ghost tour, but I probably create a different one. If there's any documents you need to email out to this guest, such as maybe there's a waiver you want them to have in advance. Here's an overview of the tickets. Checkout questions. What do I want to ask this customer as they go through the booking process? Do I need to capture maybe their postal code? Do I need to also want to ask some marketing questions? You can decide what you want to ask for each individual tour. Extras, if you want to cross-sell something, and I will actually put together the cross-sell for the Sunshine Guarantee on this one. You can also sell vouchers. The difference between a gift certificate and a voucher, gift certificate typically has a cash value. Voucher is basically prepaying for a ticket, so it's a specific related to a specific activity. Promotions gives you the opportunity to add discount codes, and if you have any partners or resellers, this gives you the opportunity to add those partners to specific tours and activities as well. And then finally, the last piece is archive. If you just want to set it aside and be done with it and not use it any longer, you can do that too. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit the save button. I hit the save button. I have fine-tuned my activity. I've created my sunrise walking tour, and now I'm actually going to go ahead and add a booking. So I walked you through the consumer booking part. Now I'm going to show you what the agent booking side looks like. This first feature might not happen for you. It really depends upon how many groups or types of activities that you have. And so in this case, remember we broke it down into ghost tours, Segway tours. I'm going to go ahead and book the one that we just did, which was, I called it a ghost tour, but we're going to call it a sunrise walking tour. Next thing is how many tickets are available. I'm going to go ahead and choose 2. I'm going to go ahead and select those tickets, and the next thing, it's going to only show me those dates that were available. Now you'll see that on the 23rd there's a capacity of 15. Remaining 15 gives me my percentage that are booked. If I would have had any bookings with any of these, it would alter those as we went through. Go ahead and select my 5:45 a.m. and here's this cross sell. And this is where you can give that customer the opportunity to purchase something or include something else. So maybe it's a bottle of wine that you want to include, or a prepaid drink voucher, or a photo pass. In this case, I included something called a Sunshine Guarantee. We'll go ahead and add one of those just for fun. I'm going to go ahead and hit proceed. And the customer's first name is going to be Cindy Smythe. And you're going to notice I'm following along. It's going to give me the basket total. So it's going to tell me it's $24 plus the Sunshine Guarantee for a total price of $29. Because of the settings I have as a user, I can actually go ahead and adjust this price right here if I wanted. I can also create adjustments that are default and would also allow you for tracking purposes. So if I wanted to do a refund, I had a refund one that was created, but I could do a repeat guest adjustment, and it puts it in and will automatically deduct the predefined amount to it as well. But I'm going to go ahead and click proceed. I'm going to ask for that customer information. And again, remember we asked for postal code, so I'll go ahead and put in my postal code and my cell phone number. Go ahead and hit proceed. Brings me to the payment side. Now, if you recall, on the consumer side, the only thing we could do is take a credit card. In-house, you have choices, and there's a lot more choices even that exist on here. So, but we've got authorization, credit card, cash, invoice, no payment, or a purchase order, and that's really kind of designed for the group side. But I'm going to go ahead and just apply cash to this booking. I can put a little booking note in here. Really nice lady, likes to do yoga. So you can put those notes in there, and then I can decide if I want to include that on my booking report, or on my attendee report. So when I give it to the guide, that guide will have that little note that I put in there as well. And then last part about this is the ability to create it as a provisional booking, which will just pull the spaces out of availability, but will not actually send or go through the confirmation process with that guest. I'm going to go ahead and call this complete. We're going to process it, and again, it's going to bring me to that really powerful page that we have here for the order, and again, all those little pieces that go along with it as well. Now, I showed you these navigations across the top, and there's this navigation on the right hand side, but there's also this navigation, which gives you the ability to change the date and time, which is a really important piece to move a guest from one day to another, add additional tickets, remove tickets, change status, and you can even view the slot, cancel the booking. All the things that you'd ever want to do with the reservation are contained between this top navigation, this right hand navigation, and this drop down list right here as well. So I hope you found this to be a very good little overview of RezSystem, and if we can help you with anything, please feel free to give us a call or check us out online. Again, it's just simply RezSystem.com. You'll find our phone number on there, and you can even sign up for a demo or watch some additional videos on there as well. Thank you so much for your time today. Appreciate it.